Hello, here we are, another week on the allotment. Not a huge amount has changed again because the weather has been horrible, so windy, lots and lots of rain, so we haven't been able to spend too much time here, but I'll show you what's growing. I've planted out some Chinese noodle beans on this little wigwam. There's still more to come, so I'll bring them up another day. The courgettes and squashes are all starting to get buds on, so they're doing reasonably well. Obviously they're not as big as I'd like them to be, but they're still there, which is quite good considering the battering that they've taken the last few weeks from the weather. This one's doing great. It's really growing well. It looks lush compared to the rest of them. And then there's a little patch of sweet corn that's also doing okay considering. Bring it back down here. The peas are doing great. The peas are flowering and they've taken beautifully to the fencing that they're on, so they're all flowering nicely and the bees love them. We've collected a lot of rubbish again, so there it is. But these are the cucumbers are growing nicely and their little zinnia friends. And this one's going great guns. I've just tied that one up today because it was just sort of falling over, so I've just tied it up loosely because I want it to climb up the fence. But that should start grabbing hold of the fence soon on its own. And then the potatoes have been flowering. There's some flowers under here. They've been doing great. Just the foliage on them just looks lush, it looks gorgeous. There's a little patch of nasturtiums down there flowering. Got a couple of flowers off them already. They're really, really vibrant. And there's the runner beans. They're doing quite well as well. They've taken a huge battering from the weather, but they're starting to get little buds on. If it'll focus in on there, you can see little buds growing. And then down here in this patch where I replanted, remember they had Chinese noodle beans, but they died off when I planted them out. So I put these painted lady runner bean seeds in the ground here, and they've all popped up over the course of the week. So yeah, they're doing great. Really, really happy with those. These are just for fun marigolds. And then today I've planted these out, and these are all dwarf beans along here, or bush beans. I know in America they're called bush beans. So we've got the first little patch is Bellotto, and then we've got these ones are tender greens. So we've got a few plants of tender greens here, and then the rest all the way along this row, they're all purple beans. They're called purple TP, and they're starting to flower already. Beautiful little flowers. I don't know if it'll focus in on there. They've got gorgeous little flowers. See that one? Lovely. But they've been at home, and the plants have just been eaten by all the bugs at home, and I just decided that they would be far better out here. So they've gone in today, and hopefully they'll take off and do really, really well. And we found this little patch of old potatoes that are all volunteering, so we just decided to weed that area and let them get on with it and see if we get anything from those. We might get a few small potatoes extra out of there. And then this is all much the same. We've cut all this grass down because it was going to seed. We don't really want that. And then had a go in this corner at trimming this bit of the hedge back by hand, but it was so windy and all the dust was going in our eyes, so we decided to leave that for another day. And then just a peep down the bottom. It's growing a lot down here, but we're just decided that we'll come and trim this bit occasionally until the autumn, and then maybe in the autumn we'll start making raised beds sort of one at a time down here, ready for the spring. So for now we'll just concentrate on this patch here and try and make these 2 beds bigger. We'll try and grow these beds each week, and see if we can get more stuff in the ground. So I'm really would like to get some sort of brassicas in, so that we can have some you know, kale and that in the spring would be really nice. So yeah, that's all I've got to show you really today. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye.